create your character for the game, and you'll be presented with each card. Will give you 2 or 3 options that you, and if you know whichever one takes your fancy, you choose that. You choose that for your character. So I need to invite some players. So first of all, Judd, what's your username? Trev is God. Oh well, I'll invite Trevor then first. So Joshy _ so that should that should act. So that's been, your user has been invited. So next was, what was it?
I've been invited, yeah.
Trev is God.
Oh, I nearly did find you. Oh, that's fine. There's waiting for me to scan the cards, so that's fine. Yeah, it's I can go into my like Logitech thing and like zoom in really hard.
No, I think Adam has the best webcam set up.
Well, we can see his whole screen. Hello.
So Trevor, I've just sent yours, and then finally Judd, just Judd.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my god, autofocus.
It wants to access my camera.
Yeah, because you'll need to scan some cards when I send them your way. So Judd.
Follow my face. Oh my god.
So has everyone received their invite?
I have, yes.
Yep.
Right, brilliant. So we'll start with Trevor. I will send you over a card now that you'll need to scan on your screen. So that should.
Let's see.
Maximum file size is 8 megabits. You what? Oh, so can you see my? We'll do this a different way. Can you see my screen on the?
Yeah. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So if I put the card up on the screen for you, then that.
Yep.
I can try.
How do I make this called full screen? Oh yeah, there we go. Got you. Oh yeah, this is actually these two. Yeah.
It doesn't really. So let's. I'll just send over a card for you to scan, Trevor. That should appear on the screen in a second.
All right. See.
There we go. Can you see the architect card? So can you scan that?
I can. It's not letting me.
Oh, this is not going to go well, is it? So sometimes need to move your the phone around until it focuses on it, maybe.
Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be scanning. Ugh. I need to press this button, like a special button in the app.
You just.
Because I'm just holding it in front of the card.
Is it look
No, no, you need to hold it quite far away from the screen. Maybe try about 6 or 8 inches, maybe more, to allow it to.
Like when I hold it directly, or not like directly, but when it's like in it, the card on my screen starts to shake, but nothing else happens.
Right. maybe it can't focus on it. Just move it back and forth slowly until
Guys, I'm the architect. Stop.
I'm not doing anything. I've got hands off.
God. Quit.
Judd's gonna steal your role.
So let's try this. In the back in our Dungeons and Dragons group, I'm just sending a file over to that Weave group now. See if you can scan it off that instead.
Alright.
Sorry.
We'll try.
Do we need dice for this?
The dawn. It's just shaking.
Mm-hmm. Sending over a few more for people to try.
Who's doing that one?
Do you want to try that one, Josh?
Yep. The assassin?
Yep.
Yeah, mine does the same thing. It kind of shakes like it's giving an error or something.
Hmm.
Let me try it again. Let me hide my phone away. And card. Yeah.
I can't hear Josh at all.
Oh. Yeah, there's nothing to hear. Can you hear me now?
Sorry, Judd. I can't hear Judd. Sorry, I can hear you, Josh.
Oh.
Faces confuse me. No, now that I can see you all.
Yeah, it's just giving me an error.
Ah, what a shame.
Like, just shaking.
I
mean, so we don't have to purchase the sets or anything.
No, it doesn't work like that. No. Perhaps turn the close the app down and open it again, and then. I still can't hear Judd.
He wasn't talking. He needs to hear him.
No, I can't hear him. I haven't been able to hear him since we started, I don't think.
Judd, why don't you leave the call and come back?
Yeah, I closed the app and everything didn't work.
And it's opened it back up and.
Yeah, it just the card just kind of shakes in the screen.
Okay, we'll try something different. I can create your but you'll have to. I'll read out the choices and then. Create a local character. To create your first character, you need to scan a challenge card. So this can be your character. Josh.
Can you hear me now, Adam?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So I'm going to create these characters locally. So I guess maybe take some notes or something of what your character can do. So we'll start with yours, Josh, and I'll scan the. So this is your what I've just scanned what's called a challenge card. So this is your kind of what you're naturally good at. So this is an element called Brooks. So there may be some Brooks challenges throughout the game, and you will get an extra dice because that is your alignment. as it were.
Okay.
Yep. Tap to continue. So next,
God,
now
hold on, let me find a pen. What I picked up was a highlighter. Okay. Cool.
so now I'll scan a card to start creating your character. Now tap to continue. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go, the serpent. Can you see all this that's coming up on screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So, so you've got the serpent. So, this is where we choose a backstory for you. So, there's, as you can see on there, there's animal lover, cryptozoology is your passion, the Jersey Devil, Loch Ness monster, the chupacabra. You love them all. You also once saw Bigfoot in the woods, or you're in no mood to celebrate. You have a depressing reason to hate every major holiday. You have a deep dark secret. You were born with a tail and still have it. You never even knew it was weird until you went to kindergarten. Well, not supposed to tell anyone that one. So you pick one back. Yes. You pick one backstory, and then two talents by the looks of it. Chaotic evil. You seem well adjusted on the surface, but deep down inside, you just want to watch the sleepy little town of Gloom Bay burn. So
I fucking knew it.
So pick.
That's a Judd thing.
So choose a backstory.
Let's go for the animal lover.
Animal lover. So I've selected that for you. And talents. You're a structural engineer. You can build a serviceable fort or a shelter or practically anything. Stray branches, corrugated cardboard, or even, who are we kidding, especially cushions from the living room furniture. Or you're stone cold. You're surprisingly calm in the face of danger and once exploded a badger in a microwave when it attacked you in your kitchen. Pick locks. You're still learning the trade. Padlocks are pretty easy, but doors and chests take a little more work and a bit of luck. Or excellent swimmer, like Olympic level maybe if you stick with it. So you can choose two of those. Structural engineer, stone cold, pick locks, excellent swimmer.
Let's go for structural engineer and pick locks.
So again, throughout the story, if something that comes up that your backstory or talents would help with, you might get extra dice. There may be occasions where I might use them against you as well to for a little bit of my benefit, but there is a benefit for you later on if you kind of accept that, and I'll explain those again later. So next card. Oh no, I have to. Which ones did you choose? Sorry.
Animal lover, then structural engineers and pick locks.
Structural engineers, pick locks. That should. Yeah, that lets me move on now. So that was that one. Next card for you. Woods. So you choose pick a backstory, talent, and a flaw. So lycanthropic. You're secretly a werewolf.
Secretly.
Yeah. Mysterious and terrifying changes. A girl?
Nope.
No. Here we go. Mysterious and terrifying changes, boy. The early stage of puberty have you in their clutches, which means that you have a mortifying, unexplained boner, like 90% of the time for no reason. Try to carry a stack of school books with you everywhere. Snake in the grass. You don't really like the other characters and look forward to betraying them at the earliest possible convenience.
Now that one sounds like me.
So you need to choose
Lycanthrope.
Okay. So I think we're supposed to role play that maybe the others don't know that.
Yeah. I'm a cryptozoologist werewolf.
Awesome. You need to choose one talent. You've got tracking. Your years in scouting have made you adept at following trails in the woods. Junior botanist. You know which wild berries are safe to eat and what plants have medicinal purposes or will make someone immediately break out in hives. A budding pickpocket. Eviscerator. You know exactly the right mean thing to say to make someone else burst into tears. This includes adults.
Oh. See, I like Eviscerator, but I don't think I can do it because I'm not, I don't have the imagination to come up with that quickly enough. So, what was it, 2 of these?
Yeah.
Well, budding pickpocket for 1.
I think it was 1 talent. Oh yeah, 1 talent, and then we need to choose a flaw. Sorry, it was just one of those. So budding pickpocket. 4 eyes. Your glasses are about 1 inch thick, and if you ever lose them, you'll find yourself in a full-on Velma situation, fumbling around for them blindly on all 4s. You set fire. Firebug. You set fire to stuff all the time. Fire's the best. Super allergic to pollen and peanuts and bees. Pretty much everything, actually. Teacher's pet, you're compulsively driven to suck up to the authority, and it makes other kids hate you.
That sounds like Josh.
Which one?
No. 4 eyes.
4 eyes.
First one.
Okay.
4 eyes.
I put my glasses on especially for it.
So next card.
Storm.
So pick a backstory and 2 talents. Puppy love, you love your little sister's regular babysitter. Love, 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 love her. Norse worship, you love the mighty Thor. Love, 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 love him. Emancipated, you basically don't have parents. You live in an empty house which you somehow got in their divorce by yourself. This might be a big secret, or alternatively a lie you tell everyone for attention. Either way, it's complicated. Unauthorized access to mum's checkbook. You haven't exactly been keeping track, but even at this young age, you've probably committed felony levels of check fraud. So which that one? Mum's checkbook. Talents. Yep. You're super into cars. I mean, you're not old enough to drive one or anything, but you can identify and make any make and model, and could probably rebuild an entire engine given the proper tools and enough time. Stiff upper lip, you hate bullies and can always find the courage to stand up to them, especially when doing so is clearly a terrible idea. Emergency music skills, if necessary you can burst out of a perfectly satisfactory blues riff under pressure. And sure-footed, you have excellent balance even when walking across an iron beam or clinging to the exterior of one of Gloom Bay's tallest buildings, which is maybe 4 or 5 stories.
Okay, so it says 2 talents. Okay,
2 talents.
The last 2. Music skills and sure-footed.
Okay, nearly there.
The dusk.
Pick a backstory, talent and flaw. New in town, your parents recently divorced, and you just moved to Gloom Bay, the murderer capital of the world, according to spray paint on the back of the welcome billboard. You wish you could just go back to Phoenix. Vampire hunter, you've taught yourself everything you could about hunting creatures of the night, and no matter what the group runs into, you're certain it's vampires. Sorry. You're creepy and you're kooky. You come from a family that's basically an Addams Family Munster-style group of spooky weirdos, but you're the normal one. Local yokel, you've never set foot outside of Gloom Bay, and although you know the local terrain pretty well, but the rest of the world is completely complete mystery. You don't see a lot of movies, and your family doesn't even own a TV.
Well, my partner's from Phoenix, so go for the first one.
Okay, new in town. What's it? 1 talent, encyclopedic knowledge of horror. If the strange occurrence around Gloom Bay bear any similarities to all of the classic horrors, you definitely read a comic or saw a movie where that same thing happens, so you'll totally see it coming. Night owl, you'll feel more comfortable after the sun goes down and don't generally get spooked by dark alleys, unexplained noises, ghost stories and such. Bullcrap detector, you have an uncanny ear for baloney and can usually tell when someone's lying to you. Or magical immunity, your mum was secretly a vampire, rest in peace mum, and even though you didn't inherit the vampire powers of weakness, you're immune to vampirism, lycanthropy,
You can't be immune to lycanthropy, so I like the bullcrap detector.
Okay. And finally, a flaw. You dress like the 80s threw up on you. You've decked out. You're decked out in neon colours, parachute pants, and/or random bits of black mesh lace. You look amazing. Haemophilia. Your blood doesn't clot normally, so you have to be extremely careful to avoid cuts, scrapes, and of course vampires. You're afraid of the dark. You're pretty much useless at night unless you have a really strong flashlight. Just discovered goth. Your wardrobe is black. And your attitude is bleak, and even though you just started dyeing your hair black last week, it's not a phase, it's a permanent metamorphosis that no one else could possibly understand.
Go for the first one, the 80s one.
Okay.
That's not a flaw.
Not if you live in the 80s.
No.
Living in 2018 probably is.
Probably.
Now you've got to choose a signature move. This is something you can use once per game, so it's usually quite powerful. Monkey Wrench, you're the best there is at what you do, and what you do is screw up other people's stuff. You can make an opponent's action go horribly wrong, or let another player re-roll their strikes, but the cost of a consequence to you. So as the storyteller, I would think up of a consequence of that. If you use that one. Draw strength from the wilderness. You feel most at home in the woods and call upon the trees and hills and rivers and whatnot to gain up to 1 additional dice on any gales, brooks or stones challenge, ignoring all strikes. And you already get a +1 to brooks anyway because of your alignment. Melt all the hearts. You have the uncanny ability to garner sympathy from adults and can warm heart cockles through even the gruffest exterior. Use it sparingly though. You'll have to wait a turn afterward to replenish those crocodile tears. For any Brooks challenge, gain up to 2 additional dice, re-rolling a strike. Arcane knowledge. Your grandmother kept an extensive library of weird old spooky books and read you stories from them. As a result, you know all about werewolves, vampires, fairy folk, and all kinds of supernatural creatures. Re-roll all strikes if you find yourself dealing with one of them. So you get to choose one of those.
I'll probably go for the first one.
Monkey Wrench. And then 2 items. The Bathroom Buddy. It's a mirror, toothbrush, comb, toenail clipper and razor all in one. It's also a spectacular piece of crap.
That's a reference to something, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Gremlins. The Bathroom Buddies from Gremlins. Okay, right.
Yeah, there's loads of references in this game. Slingshot, it's super nice one too. One of those that braces on your arm and shoots really far. Crappy summer camp bow and arrows. They're not exactly weapons grade, but if you sharpen the arrows up, you could probably do some damage with these. Canoe, not exactly easy to lug around, but just the thing if you need to get out on a lake for some reason. A stolen copy of this month's Playmate magazine with what might be detailed notes scribbled in the margins. You're not sure. You only read it. You only read it for the articles. Roller skates. They have an address written in the soles, so if you lose one, anybody finds it's going to go there first. Vampire Conspiracy comic book, just a goofy horror comic with terrible dialogue and middling art. It also spells out completely true details about the local vampire coven, but nobody really believes that stuff. Sharp and wooden stake. Pointy, better take this with you just in case.
Okay, well, give me the wooden stake.
Okay. And you get another one.
Scroll back up a bit.
It was roller skates, Playmate magazine, canoe, crappy summer camp bow and arrow, slingshot, Bathroom Buddy.
The slingshot.
Okay.
Me. Yoshi. Wait, you give me Judd's name.
Whoops. Sorry, you're gonna have to be Judd.
Okay,
that's just Judd.
An upgrade if ever I heard saw one.
So how do I go back from here? Let's have a look. What does that do?
In that case, can I be Trevor? Because I don't want to be Josh.
Cast of players. So add, create new local player. Judd. So we need to scan a challenge card for you. So that's your alignment. So you're going to be Gales. So again, if a Gales challenge crops up, and I'll explain what they all mean later, you'll have an extra dice available to you. Gateway. So backstory and 2 talents. Trapped in the Inside Out, but you got better. Last summer you spent about a week and a half in a terrifying parallel nightmare dimension, hiding from the semi-daemon. Now black goo occasionally seeps from your nose. You're a lab rat. You just escaped from a secret laboratory hidden beneath the gloom. County public utilities where you've spent your entire life being experimented on, but you're doing your best to blend in. Dungeon crawler. You play so much D&D that you're roughly one traumatic experience away from making everyone call you Pardu, the holy man, and going to live alone in the sewers. Well-stocked armory. Your dad did 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. He doesn't talk about it much and seems fairly well adjusted, but does keep a closet full of old military equipment in case you need binoculars, an army knife, or probably in a hand grenade.
Oh, that's very tempting, but I'll have to be the dungeon guy.
Okay. 2 talents. Really good at hiding. You can find the perfect hiding place just about anywhere. You're an AV genius. Anything that can be done with a VCR, colour television, shortwave radio, or similar 1980s era consumer electronic device, you can make happen. Get creative. You're a slingshot pro. You've been practicing with your fancy high-powered slingshot since you were 6 years old and can knock a tin can off a fence post from 50 paces. Mild telekinesis. You can move small objects with your mind, nothing heavier than you can lift or much farther away than you can reach, so it's not actually any more useful than just having arms, but it's still pretty cool. You're justifiably terrified that the government will come and abduct you if anyone ever sees you do it though.
Telekinesis.
You get to choose one more as well.
AV genius.
Okay. The owl. Pick a backstory and 1 talent, 1 flaw. Weirdo in a weird land. Since you were a little kid, you've suspected that you're secretly an alien from another planet, abandoned at birth, but it's not because you actually are, it's just because you hate your parents or whatever. Tragic backstory. Your mum died last year and your family totally blames the accident on the family of one of the other players, so there's some bad blood there. It's a whole thing. Budding filmmaker. You carry your dad's 8mm film video camera everywhere and film pretty much everything. Wait, didn't your dad have an old film box somewhere? Phoned home already. The magical adventure you had last Halloween with a strange stranded alien and your flying bicycle last year will live in your heart forever.
I hate ET, so definitely not that one. I'm an AV genius, so I may as well go with the budding film master.
Yeah, perfect. 1 talent and 1 flaw. So psychic bond with an alien or paranormal being. You're likely to run into some kind of strange creature in this game, and if you do, you can totally feel its emotions. Just 1 individual creature though, for reasons neither of you understands. Can mostly drive a car. You've been secretly backing your mum's car out of the driveway whenever you get the chance, and now you have a rudimentary understanding of the motor vehicle operating and a yearning for the open highway. Teen Jerk Squad. You have a bunch of teenage friends who ride bikes around town and generally get on everyone's nerves, but if you need to annoy someone or create a distraction, they're just a phone call away. Fast Healer. You can pretty much shrug off anything short of a missing limb or a life-threatening flesh wound. It'll be fine in the morning.
Well, just like real life, I can mostly drive a car.
Okay. And then 1 flaw. Animal lover. You're concerned with the safety and well-being of all nature's creatures to an extent where you're actually kind of a pain in the butt. Persistent flu. You've had some kind of bug for like 6 or 8 weeks now, and your family doctor can't figure out what it is. You feel sort of low-grade crappy all the time though. Just clumsy. If you have to do anything that requires any kind of manual dexterity, you will probably fail spectacularly. Also, you fall into every hole ever. So many emotions. Anything even a little sad or happy in the wrong way can make you break out into uncontrollable sobbing. It's not great.
Well, I've not been to work for 3 months, so I'll take persistent flu. These are getting quite close to home, you know.
Perfect. So another story card. Sorry, this is taking ages, guys. So pick a backstory and 2 talents. Superfan, you constantly pretend you're in the movie Space Wars. You remember with Duke Starhopper for some reason. Career orientated, all you've ever wanted to be is an astronaut, and you're terrified that if you get in trouble for anything, you'll never get to go to astronaut camp. Super genius, you have an IQ of 180, although somehow you're still a little bit of an idiot sometimes. Program for friendship, you are being relentlessly stalked by a lovable, useless robot.
While Super Genius sounds like me, what was one of the top ones, the film one?
Superfan, you constantly pretend you're in the movie Space Wars.
Yeah, I'll
that
go
one.
with Super Fan. Yeah.
Okay. And then 2 talents. Eidetic, I can't say that. Eidetic memory. Eidetic. You remember everything you've ever read, which is like 90% comic books, but still. Astronomy, you can navigate by the stars, so you'll never get lost unless it's cloudy or you're indoors. You know Morse code. Granted, it's not particularly useful unless you find at least one other person who also knows Morse code. Math magician, you can do complex calculations in your head.
Astronomy, to go with all my space knowledge.
Okay.
Space and films, that's what we're doing, space and films.
Brilliant. Oh, sorry, you get to choose 2.
It's gotta be Morse code then.
Okay.
Can you just go up a second to whatever?
Oh, sorry.
I'll live. No, it's alright. I'll live.
I can bring it back up later, so
Yeah.
if you want to
I was
make
just
it.
gonna get the name of the film.
Um,
But that's fine.
So backstory: 1 talent, 1 flaw. Always searching. Your older sister disappeared under mysterious circumstances last year, so if anything weird happens, you're certain it holds the key to finding her. Childhoods of the rich and famous. Your dad is a famous movie star, so you feel the need to prove that you've earned everything you have, although to be fair, some of it was literally handed to you on a silver platter. Electrically challenged, you failed shop class because your elephant lamp wouldn't turn on, and you have a lot of powerful emotions about it. Extensively bullied at home. All of your older siblings have learned the art of self-defense at Python Pow dojo, and it has turned them all into terrible bullies and jerks, so you hate the very idea of self-defense. You are reluctant to even try defending yourself.
Just scroll up a bit. I'll go for always searching.
Okay. You get a talent from this card as well. Wax the cars. Because of your unorthodox karate training, you can automatically block almost any punch thrown at you in hand-to-hand combat. Sand the floor. Because of your unorthodox karate training, you can automatically block almost any kick that comes at you in hand-to-hand combat. Paint the fence. Because of your unorthodox karate training, you're really good at painting fences. Some of your unorthodox karate training might have just been unpaid labour. Crane kick. Because of your unorthodox karate training, you can balance on 1 foot and execute an elaborate kick attack that is absolutely devastating, assuming your opponent stands in front of you motionless, waiting for you to prepare.
I will the car one.
Wax the cars. Okay.
Wax the car.
And then one
punch.
And then 1 flaw. Shut up, man. You have a huge chip on your shoulder about how poor your family is. You can't ride a bike. You just never learned. Kids in this town ride their bikes everywhere too, so you've started to develop a complex about it. Germophobic. You're obsessed with hygiene and won't touch doorknobs with your bare hands. Weird gum habit. You chew and swallow like 2.5 packs of gum per day, but your doctor says it's fine.
Gum habit.
Gum habit.
Adam?
Yeah?
I think it might not be working on our... I mean, it's too late next we're creating characters, but I think what it was saying was we needed to scan that first card, the one with the clouds on it, the actual Brook or whatever cards first.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I just realised when they clicked it, it said you need to scan a challenge card given to you by Storyteller. This card will represent your focus suit.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe we'll try that with Trevor then, and see, and then he might be able to create it himself. We'll finish this. Yeah, you're totally right. That's why it didn't work. I bet it would have worked perfectly. What an idiot. Signature move. Experienced Dungeon Master. Years of leading your friends through imaginary crypts and caverns have made you the group's natural leader, and you can stay weirdly calm in the face of danger. Under your sage guidance, one of the other players can gain up to 1 additional dice, re-rolling all strikes. Friendship is the real magic. Only by combining your efforts with another player can you work together and raise your chances of success.
Is this still me?
Yeah.
Oh, right, sorry.
Roll up to 2 additional dice to any type of challenge, removing any strikes. So this is your signature move that you can use.
Yeah.
I think it's once per game. I think you can refresh it somehow. Science Brain. Thanks to your analytical mind, you can think your way to use your opponent's surroundings or weaknesses against them. You can re-roll any misses or strikes on a Stones, Brooks or Gale's challenge. Gift of Karate Instructor. You can summon all the calm and serenity you learned during those 2 weeks of martial arts lessons last year to momentarily enter a trance-like state and execute one task with perfect focus at the cost of losing a turn afterwards because of your boasting.
What was the Dungeon Master one, sorry?
Basically, you're the group's leader, and you can stay weirdly calm in the face of danger. Yes. Again. Under your sage guidance, one of the other players can gain up to 1 additional dice, re-rolling all strikes. So basically, you can buffer one of your players if required. Do you want to take that one?
Yep.
Shocker.
I have the biggest mouth. I think that makes me the most qualified leader.
Typecast. Box of frozen waffles. You could live off these things for like 2 days if you had to. Sorry, these are 2 inventory items. Christmas lights, a string of festive multicoloured lights, the outdoor kind with big bulbs. Bag of peanut butter candies, good for luring something mysterious out of your shed or just for a delicious snack. Also definitely product placement. Talk and Tell, a child's toy that teaches spelling but has an unusually powerful and versatile circuit board. Compass, could be useful if you need to figure out which way is north. Graphing calculator, a really fancy one with all the kinds of functions you probably never need or understand. Portable radio, its 4 D-cell batteries last all 3 hours, so use it sparingly. And a rock collection, they're smooth and shiny and all different colours, so you can choose 2 of those.
I've taken Talk and Tell and Portable Radio.
Talk and Tell, Portable Radio.
Can all be Chad. 2.
The Juddening.
The Juddening. To be fair, if Trevor tries it and it works, we can all just do our own cards quickly again and add them ourselves and just start a new season.
That is true.
So,
What was that, sorry?
see. I was just saying, if Trevor finds out that the card thing works, then we can all just quickly recreate them in a new
Yeah,
season,
I guess so, yeah.
just to make it easier. Or I don't know, it doesn't
I
matter.
guess it'd be nice to have the character in front of you so you can reference it, but I guess if you've been making notes, then...
I've been writing things down, whether that makes it as good as the notes you get off the game. As
so
I explained last time, I'm not good at notes.
So Trevor, do
Try and see what happens.
you want me to let me send over a challenge card? So what have we had so far? We've had Brooks, Gales. So I'll send this one over to you, Trevor. See if this.
Alright.
It's just uploading.
So this is basically session 0.
Yeah, yeah. Is that working? Oh, it's still uploading.
I was gonna say it hasn't uploaded yet. Ugh.
Let's just get rid of that Alex guy anyway. I'm pretty sure he's finding out we're working to kill my character.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Oh, it worked.
Brilliant.
Hey.
So that's your alignment now. So any challenges that require that, that's.
So I now have to scan a story card.
So maybe use some of the ones that are in the chat above you, and start choosing your options.
I guess I'll do.
So do people want to stick with the characters they've created, or use their phones?
Well, if you give us the same card.
Yes, so I can. So I think I can figure out
which ones we had.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it showed you what cards we already had. Hopefully.
I mean, I don't think my character could be better. So, if it is possible for me to just be me, I'd be super cool with that.
By me, you mean your character, or me, you mean Judd?
I think it is just me.
Alright, and need another one.
I'm not sure.
So,
I could tell what order I did them in now.
Okay.
Can I?
What colour was? Brooke was like a blue colour, was it?
Ooh.
Oh god, that's just a bit too dark.
So I've got your characters in front of me. So if you need any reminding of anything.
Okay. But do you have the card so we can start it off?
The problem is I don't know what order. I'm not sure I kept them in the exact order.
Okay, never mind.
Do you know what I mean?
That's okay. I'm sure we'll work with it. I've got my notes.
Alright. Let's see. I like that one. Alright, I need another story card, Adam.